everyone. I know it's been a while since my last update. I haven't had much to update until right now. I've just kind of been waiting for things to kind of run their course before I talked about anything, and technically this isn't all resolved yet, but I think the end is in sight, and hopefully the light at the end of the tunnel that I am seeing is a good one. So basically, I think where we left off kind of last time, earlier this year, maybe it was last year, I don't even know, was talking about the OHIP coverage for bottom surgery and that fiasco. Well, I don't know if I talked about all of the stuff that the surgeon in Montreal sent me that I needed to fax to the GRS clinic in order to be approved for surgery by them. So I'm approved by the Ontario government to have coverage for this surgery, but the surgeon and the clinic in Montreal themselves need all of this stuff as well for them to deem me qualified to have surgery. So basically, I think I went over this in a video with a long list of things that the surgeon required. All of that stuff was sent to the surgeon in December. Um, and I got a response in, I think, May of this year from the GRS clinic saying that both of my referral letters were not what they were looking for. So I had two different endocrinologists write referral letters for me to the GRS clinic. These are the same two who wrote the referral things for the government, the Ontario government, to approve me, but what they wrote was not qualified for the GRS clinic, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I gave the GRS clinic permission to contact both of those doctors directly and request more information. So the one who is not my primary endocrinologist immediately sent what they were looking for after he was told that the original thing he sent wasn't correct. He immediately sent the right papers. They said he's all good. He sent it within a week. We're fine. My my actual endocrinologist never got back to them. They set up a phone interview with him, not interview, like a phone conversation with him to let him know exactly what they needed from him, and he was supposed to get back to them about whether or not he could do that, and he never did. Um, so that was by the time they had the phone conversation, I believe it was at end of July. So it took them about a month and a half to be able to get in contact with him. And then once they did, they were waiting for a response that is still never came. So I called. I've been in contact with Montreal, and they've been corresponding with me and very helpful and very nice, and just you know trying to help me basically, and saying they've heard nothing from my doctor. So I called and said, what's up with this? They don't have anybody who answers phones. You call and leave a message, they get back to you within 48 hours. So I called, leave a message saying, what's the status of this? I'm talking with the GRS clinic, and they're saying they still haven't received anything, any word or anything from this doctor. And so I get a call back from one of the nurses saying, she is not the one who has been dealing with my file, because the nurse who had previously been dealing with it doesn't work there anymore. So she said, I am new to this file. I'm just trying to piece together all of this stuff. She was confused about what was going on because it wasn't my file didn't belong to her originally. So she thought I was still talking about OHIP coverage, and I said, no, that is long done. I'm talking about the surgeon. This doctor should had a phone conversation with the surgeon clinic a couple months ago, and they're still waiting for a response. And she said, oh, okay. So she didn't see any of that on my file. So she said that she was just going to put the paper on his desk with like a question mark saying like, what's the status? Like, what's going on here? Because she thinks, and what I said to her, I think he must have just forgot. And she said, I think that's what happened. He got busy and just shelved it and then didn't remember to go back to it, which is frustrating because that's not the first time this has happened. This happened with my other doctor. If you've seen those videos from last year, this happened with my other doctor for the OHIP coverage, is somebody put my file on a shelf and didn't go back to it and didn't bother to tell me or update me at all that I was on hold or that they couldn't do something. Because the fact is, I was waiting to hear if he was able to write this referral letter. Because if he's not, then I need to find someone else who can. And so if it was just a matter of he can write it and needs to find the time to do it, then fine, I understand you're busy. But if you can't write it, you need to tell me. And he didn't tell me. And I still honestly don't know if he can or not. So I took it upon myself to just find someone else to do it. And I contacted Montreal and they sent me back Rainbow Health Ontario, I think it is, has like lists of uh, doctors, clinics, psychiatrists, or whatever who can um, do this stuff. I couldn't figure out their website, honestly. It kept giving me no results. But then the GRS clinic sent me back like the link to the page with the results. And I had someone on there who I had previously dealt with. So I called them up and said, hey, can you do this for me? They said yes. I went in the next day, and so that was yesterday. I went in, had an appointment. They had a previous file with me, so it was fine. We just kind of went through everything that they needed to go through in order to formulate the letter. And then it is going to take 2 weeks to a month for them to actually be able to send the letter to the GRS clinic just because of a bunch of different reasons. But basically, they have to get in contact with my doctor and confirm the date that I started testosterone and also get verbal confirmation that I have been diagnosed with gender dysphoria. So knowing my doctors and how long it takes them to get back to anybody, this could take a while, and that's just the nature of it. So hopefully by the end of a month's time, that referral letter will be sent to the GRS clinic. I called back the doctor who still hasn't given me any word about anything and just left a message saying, I found someone else to do it. Don't worry about it. And that's that. So this has been another frustrating lack of communication issue. Yeah, I think this has been since the time I started last year trying to get the OHIP approval. This has been almost 2 years now of just trying to get all this paperwork in order. And it's a little frustrating, but honestly, like I'm okay. I'm working, I love my job, I am in a good place, stability, mental stability wise, and my dysphoria is not debilitating. Um, my quality of life is not super low because I don't have bottom surgery yet. It's just frustrating. I'm just disappointed in the system. That's all it is. Is I knew going into this was going to be a long time before I had surgery. And then even after that, a long time before all of these surgeries are finished and I am with a finished product, I guess. I don't know. I knew this was going to take a long time, but so it's not that this has taken as long as it has to get all of this stuff ready, but it's just that I'm disappointed that these professionals can't communicate with me and be honest. Because if you can't do something, you need to tell me so that I can find someone else to do it. Don't just put my file on a shelf and expect it to magically do something, because it's not going to. If nobody's looking at it or dealing with it, then how is anything supposed to get done? I just don't understand why a simple phone call saying it might be a good idea for you to find someone else to do this, instead of me waiting months and months for you to write this letter that you clearly aren't going to write. So just tell me. That's all I need. And that's all I'm frustrated with. But honestly, I am mentally in such a good place right now that I wasn't even mad when I found out that they hadn't done nothing the past 4 months or whatever it was. Um, Not as mad as I was last year with the OHIP coverage when my other doctor did that. I was furious. But this time I just went, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to find someone else to do it. Luckily, I did find someone else to do it, and I don't see any issue um, with this letter because the GRS clinic said to me specifically, these people have provided a letter for us in the past. Do you know who they are? I said, I know exactly who these people are. That's fine. So yeah, hopefully this all works out. Hopefully the letter is approved and then I can move forward because I mean, the GRS clinic has been in contact with me for several months now, wondering where this letter is. They're very, very nice. The woman I've been communicating with, at least, has been very, very nice and really helpful and, you know, kind and considerate and saying, like, we want you to be able to access this surgery. What can we do to help you? And very quick with responses to, like, she'd email me, I would email back immediately, and then by the end of the day, I'd have a response. Like, it's just been really, really nice dealing with them in Montreal who are much quicker to respond than my doctor who's like less than an hour away who can't even pick up a phone or contact me at all. Like it's a little I don't know, it's a little frustrating to say the least. Hopefully I will have good news to update and I'll probably make a few more updates just generally. I realize it's been like since March that I made a video, and I apologize for that. It's just I didn't want to talk about anything like one step at a time while this stuff was happening. I kind of wanted to wait till I saw some kind of resolution or solution to the problem before I just started spouting emotions um, and like single steps of things. So anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will make another video soon. Yeah, just another step towards phalloplasty, I guess. Yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.